take the overlay away because it's definitely going up on YouTube. All right, so this video is by ASORDA, and ASORDA's only got 40 subscribers. So shout out to the ASORDA for making this video because it definitely piqued my interest. Like, he just came across my feed one day and I was like, hey, why don't we react to it? Japan broke my sense of normal and I loved it. See, that title alone just makes me very curious because I know Japan already has a different, like, a different field of view when it comes to certain things. You know what I mean? And I've always wanted to travel to Japan. Hell, I even want to live in Japan one day. Like, just full on live there for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is Asura. Japan broke my sense of normal, and I loved it. Let's check it out, man.
Japan,
Let's see what bro
land of
about.
anime, manga,
True.
A5 Wagyu,
True.
shitty soap dispensers, and of course, that is ridiculous.
Titties and ass everywhere.
I experienced
and they
all
look
of
like
these
children.
things on my trip to Japan, and I gotta say,
We don't
it
love
changes
that.
you. Whether that's better or for worse is subjective, I guess. I kind of wanted to talk about how it changed me, but not
True.
in like a sappy way, but more of like my level of tolerance for weird shit now is through the roof.
My tolerance
So
is
sit
already
back,
high, so
relax,
Japan,
and let me
I'd
share
probably
with
get
you
over it in
some
like
of my
2
most
minutes.
weird stories from when I
Nah,
was in Japan.
I wouldn't say
But
that.
before
It'll
that,
probably
let me show
get
you a little
weirder.
trick. Look at these 2 buttons below this video and
Word.
watch what they do. Hit the
Mm.
subscribe button and the like button.
But they
Pretty
didn't
cool
do
trick,
anything.
huh? Unless it didn't work, then
It
this is
didn't
awkward.
work.
I want you to picture this.
It
You're
didn't
sitting
work.
in a class full of your classmates waiting for your lecture to start. Or maybe
Very
you're
true.
even in the break room at work. You're scrolling through your YouTube recommended, not thinking too much about it.
True.
Then completely out of left field, YouTube throws you a...
What? What? You know what? Crazy shit. This right here is why the VTuber community just like not bugs me, but makes me creeped out because it feels like with the VTuber community, it's just a bunch of extremes. There's no middle. You know what I mean? It's like you're either like there's no normal. There's the purest of comfy chill VTubers, right? Or the overly eccentric, sometimes horny VTubers. You know what I mean? It's wild, man. And I know this is not helpful at all, but it's crazy. Jeez.
Panic sets in while you scramble to scroll past it. It's... this is so fucking bad.
I don't panic. I just kind of, oh, okay. Next.
Panic sets in while you scramble to scroll past it as fast as you can.
True.
You look around the room for disgusted faces.
Oh,
to
in
see
a
if
public
anyone
area?
noticed
Oh,
the
yeah, for
absolute
sure.
degeneracy
For
that
sure.
just appeared on your
Oh,
phone.
yeah.
Now, if you're lucky, no one saw. But now imagine the exact same scenario, but instead of scrolling on your phone, you're casually
It's
walking down
fucking
the street,
everywhere.
And you look up to see a practically naked anime girl plastered on the side of a building in a busy
know?
city crossing, no less. The absolute
one bats an
mindfuck
eye.
that follows is truly something else. Hence the I can't. Coming from a country where this type of stuff is generally looked down on,
For
I was
sure.
pretty shocked to see something like that out in the open like it was normal. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure people look down on it there too, but still. It
They're
was
not-
a nice change of
yeah,
pace.
that
and while
is-
it may
okay.
be more normal in Japan,
That is very interesting to really like hone in on. Like, degeneracy usually wherever you go is looked down upon. But to see the difference between Japan and the US, from what I'm saying, is that the US is very vocal about not liking public degeneracy. Whereas Japan is like, we relish in that shit. You know what I mean? Like, if whole business companies are allowing degenerate shit to be up on billboards, the side of buildings as like advertisements, it's like, obviously those guys are either extremely kinky or they just do not care and knows what makes money. You know what I'm saying? So that is very intriguing.
it still wasn't exactly easy to not feel those imaginary eyes of judgment on me.
True.
Keep in mind, I went to Japan completely on my own. So that
Oh, shit.
definitely made it way more anxiety-inducing.
I'm
For
definitely
example,
gonna do that.
I decided to visit this secondhand figure shop in Akihabara. Turns out, it was the shop with the trash taste display, which was pretty cool.
True.
But here's the thing. This shop had a manga section. And finding a Japanese version of a manga I liked was one of my goals for the trip. Now,
True.
any normal person would just walk to the section with the manga they want, grab the book, pay, and then leave. Easy, right? Nope,
Right.
not for me. Oh no. Instead, I did this. I walked to the section with the manga I wanted, stopped for like 2 seconds to search, began to feel the imaginary eyes of judgment burning a hole in the back of my head. Then I walked away without the book. You know, like a child. And guess what? I did this like 3 or 4 more times before I found the book I was looking for. Looking back, this looked way worse compared to just grabbing it in the first place. Imagine this from someone else's perspective. A grown-ass foreign dude just pacing the rom-com section of all places.
The rom-com section is wild. Look, man, there's nothing wrong with a good little rom-com book. You know what I mean? You gotta scratch that itch every now and again. Men are into romance too. We're just not into we're into good stories more than we are the romance portion of it. You know what I mean? If it's a good character, if there's a good plot, you know what I mean? Cool. Golden Time will be forever one of my favorite rom-coms. So, you know, or I don't even know if that's considered a rom-com or not. I'm not gonna lie. Golden Time is amazing. Sugumomo, I think that's what it's called. That was amazing manga to read. The one where he's got he's like in this, he's in a harem, but it's like the girl wants to kill him. I don't know. It's a weird one. Renai something. I can't remember, but rom-coms are cool, man. I enjoy a rom-com here and there. It's just gotta have a good plot, good characters, and not an annoying pink-haired girl. You know what I mean? That's just me though.
Looking awkward as hell. God, just recording that was so difficult. Thinking back on it, it was so bad. I don't even know how nobody stopped me asking me what the fuck I was doing. Anyway, the point is, I was super shy about certain things.
True.
But that was until about a week into my trip. When I first left for Japan, I knew I'd want to hang out with people. Anyway, I did some digging and found a subreddit called Travel Japan, which had a Discord dedicated to meetups. Feeling a little bold, which, let me tell you, by the way, is a rare occurrence in of itself, I put my name out there, offering to pay for food, tickets, whatever, just to hang out with someone. But days went by and no one ever took me up on my offers. To be fair, everything I was offering was probably not appealing to the average person.
Maybe
like
a little bit sketchy.
Reservations to the Square Enix Cafe or the SAO escape room. Eventually, I would find someone to go with me to those things. But about a week into my trip, I was yet again on my bed in my hotel room, scrolling through the Discord chat, looking for someone to meet up with. Until I found some people planning to meet up in Akihabara, a short 15-minute walk away from my hotel. So I took my chances and asked to join them, and shockingly they said yes. Little did I know this one decision would single-handedly make my entire trip, but also make me realize that if you're into something, you really shouldn't care what other people think, because it's honestly not that big of a deal. Or that's at least what I tell myself after I came back and bought this.
Hey, look, man, I don't blame you. Me personally, I am a fan of art, good art, no matter where it comes from. It could be hentai, it could be pornography, it could be anything. I don't give a fuck. If it looks pretty, if it looks good, if it looks amazing, if it looks wonderful, I'm gonna give it the respect it deserves. Somebody put their hard blood, sweat, and tears into this, okay? Look at that. Look at them. Look at those lips. Lavish. Look at those eyes. Amazing. Look at that hair texture, that color. Amazing. I can appreciate a good art when I see it. You know what I mean? Wherever that form of medium may come from. So, do you, my guy? You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, the people I met up with, who I will now refer to as Bochi Team 6, it was more like 5, but 6 sounds better. The group was comprised of 2 people who knew each other, 2 other random people that came, and then me. I would later come to find out that the 2 people who knew each other were actually a group of like 4 or 5 people who all come to Japan and go to cons regularly together. But we'll get to that later. So why the name Bochi Team 6? Did we actually call ourselves that? No. Did I make it up for dramatic effect?
Yes.
Absolutely. Why Bochi Team 6 is actually a really great question. One I also wish I had the answer to. You see, one of the random people that we met up with on this Aki trip wanted to go and find everything Bochi related he could. So for the rest of the day, we kept going to shops and arcades, keeping an eye out for everything Bochi the Rock related. Keep in mind, I've never even really seen Bochi in its entirety. So when the group found something, like a gacha machine or a claw machine, we all pitched...
Are those chicken nuggets? Wait. There's chicken nugget keychains? Oh, what the fuck? You gotta be joking, bro. There's no way in hell I'm putting a chicken nugget keychain on anything. What? This has got to be a collectible. There's no shot you're actually going outside with this. I don't even know what to say if I would see that in public. Like that, I would probably just laugh. Like I'm doing right now, I would just laugh if I seen this hanging off of anybody's shit.
In to try to get the bochi out of it. It for some reason became
Shout
an
out to
obsession
whoever
for us.
got
Even
that,
after the
you know
guy
what I mean?
left who started the obsession, we kept hunting for bochi merch. It became an inside joke for the rest of my trip. Now
True.
going back to the two people I was talking about earlier, I ended up continuing to hang out with them for the rest of my trip for the next couple days and meeting up with the rest of the group. And as
True.
days passed, I got to know them more. They turned out to be really great people. Like
I
this
would
one
hope
time,
so.
we were heading to Ginza for dinner when I realized I left my backpack somewhere along the way, which is not fun. But even though we had just gotten to Ginza, without hesitation, they all got back on the train to help me find it, which was honestly really cool of them because I was freaking out. I would end up hanging out with these guys for most of the rest of my trip, and let me tell you, it was a ton of fun. By now, you're probably wondering what's the point of me even telling you all this? And I'll admit it, at first there was no point. It was mostly just me reminiscing about my time. However, while I was doing that reminiscing, I realized something. I wasn't the only one crazy enough to do what I did, which of course sounds obvious, but I didn't expect to meet so many people going to Japan for their first time all on their own. And of course I've met a lot of other people there too, who have been there multiple times. The sheer volume of new people to the country as their first trip was definitely something I didn't expect. That also made me realize that everything I was feeling was probably not anything abnormal. Shyness, the unwillingness to leave the hotel room, the fear of walking around all on your own without knowing a single word being said. The culture shock was a big one for me. This is what prompted me to make this video the way I did. I wanted to share my experience with you because maybe you're like me going to Japan for your first trip. Maybe it's you're going on your own, or maybe you're going with friends.
Okay, so yeah, definitely I want to go on my own. Just to start, I want to experience it on my own just to see what it's like. Maybe visit some food places, some shops. That way, when I get a group of friends that are as excited as me to go to Japan, I can be like their tour guide. You know what I mean? I think that's what I really want to do. I just want to be the guy that's like, yo, I know all the places, I know all the stops, I know all the good hangout spots. Y'all come follow me, we go have a great time. You know what I mean? Something along those lines, you know? And I was expecting this video to showcase a lot more of the differences between what he knows in the US versus Japan, but it seems like this was just more of a video of, hey, this was my experience of going to Japan. You know what I mean? Which is cool, you know? I don't mind that. But I did expect more like comparisons, you know what I mean? How he felt in America versus how he feels in Japan. And so far the only real thing he's mentioned is that, you know, the degeneracy in Japan is a lot more no one really cares, you know what I mean? Versus here in America where everybody cares if you're, you know, showing a butt naked anime girl on a t-shirt. But yeah, overall this is still a solid video.
I wanted to share my experience to let you know
I
that
enjoyed
everything you're
kept
about
me
to do
engaged.
and feel is normal. You're gonna feel pretty culture
Solid
shocked. You're probably
editing
gonna shit
too.
your pants, and you're probably not gonna stop shitting your pants until about a week or two into your trip. But I
True.
promise, when you come back, you will be changed. For the better. Your worldview will be completely different, and if you were shy before going to Japan about the things you liked, I promise you won't be when you get back. Unless that was just a me thing, and I'm just weird. But
I definitely
you know,
feel
I
like
think
that's
you'll
just a
be the
you
same
thing.
way.
You know what I mean?
Not weird, but
I definitely okay. So I feel like if you're a shy person and you want to go to Japan, I feel like in his case, he met up with some people because he was feeling lonely, which is, you know, valid. Everybody wants to do that. You know what I mean? But if you're a shy person going and you don't have that social energy or you have anxiety about meeting new people, you're probably going to fit right in because Japan definitely seems like a country where they don't really like mingle. You know what I mean? Seems like a lonely country. And if you don't want to hang out or you don't want to really talk to people, I feel like the best thing to do while you're in Japan is to like just enjoy everything that you like doing. You know what I mean? Like if you came to Japan to experience the culture, to experience anime and whatnot and all that good stuff. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? You'll have a good time. Just enjoy what you love doing while you're in Japan. Don't worry about, you know, the stares, the awkward tensions, the silence. Just learn about everything that you can while you're there. I think being a sponge
I
is the best
recommend
thing you
you
can
at least
do.
check out the
You know?
Japan Travel Discord,
I'm
especially
gonna
if you're
check it
going
out
on
for
your
sure.
own. Of course, however, use your best judgment. While I never had
True.
any bad experiences on the Discord, doesn't mean it's not possible. So just be careful. I'll leave a link to the subreddit down below. Other than
Cool.
that, that's pretty much all I got. This will probably be the last video
Alright,
I
I gotta
make
mute
about my
this.
Japan trip.
Discord,
However, if you have any questions or
up.
anything, put them down in the comments. I'd be glad to answer
Oh my
them and help you
God.
out, because I know that planning to go to Japan
No,
is very stressful.
mute.
There's a lot of components, so I'd be happy to help you out,
Mute.
even if it's a little bit. And if
No.
you've watched all the way to the end of this video, I congratulate you, since you are one of few. I'd appreciate it if you left a sub, but that's up to you at the end of the day. And this last part is more for me while I have the end cards up. I have not posted a video in near 6 months, and I am planning to
Alright, there we go.
change that immediately. So this is my way of keeping my word to myself. So it's publicly out there for the 4 people who probably see this.
Yo. Excuse all the Discord noises and shit, but this was a W video nonetheless. I think this is amazing. Good editing, good audio, solid music, background music, you know, good visuals. I think this is a solid video, man. And he deserves all the credit, all the views, really. It's at what, 600 right now? I could see this getting to like 10K by the end of the week. You know what I mean? W video for sure. I'm gonna definitely give it a like. Shout out to him, man. Y'all go check him out, man. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video too while you're at it. Who knows what his content's gonna be like in a couple weeks, months. I hope he keeps pushing too, man. That's W's.